On this week's episode of What's Up Weekly, some new study spaces are popping up all around campus, and later, two members of IU student organization, Campus Curls and Coils, will join us right here in the studio.
And IU moves up in rankings in a list of the nation's best universities. What's Up Weekly starts now. Hello and welcome to What's Up Weekly. I'm Noelle Friel.
And I'm Anna Black. With so many buildings and popular study spots only allowing limited capacity, it's extra tough to find a place to do homework on campus. Sasha Sears talked to students about some of their favorite study spots. Sasha?
Some of my favorite places to study here on the campus include the Education Building and the IMU right behind me. But let's see what other IU students think and what their favorite places to study. It's kind of been hard to find places to study here on campus. What's your favorite spot to study this semester?
Well, I've been studying mostly in my dorm room. I mean, it's just quiet there, so that's where I've been studying, really. I'm a freshman, so I don't really know my way around much, so I don't know all those good spots and stuff, so.
I primarily study in my room, my dorm room at Wright with my roommate.
I just study in my apartment.
I've been liking studying the IMU. Most people keep their masks on and stay socially distant, so it hasn't been bad at all.
In random spots outside.
Because of COVID, I don't have a roommate, so in my room has actually been a very easy place to study. But we've gone to the IMU a couple times, and we really like it in there as well.
All of the interviews that I've received today, it seems that most people find it difficult to study on campus. So most of the students here at IU are studying in their apartments or dorms. I'm Sasha Sears from Bloomington, Indiana.
Tell us what your favorite study spots are on campus by tweeting us at IUSTV News.
U.S. News named Indiana University Bloomington number 76 in their annual ranking of the nation's best universities. While IU is in a four-way tie for this achievement, they have moved up 3 spots from their place in last year's ranking. Universities are placed on a 0 to 100% scale based on a number of factors, such as graduation and retention rates of students. Hopefully, IU can keep up the streak and we'll see them move up in next year's placements.
Parking garages aren't just for your vehicles. They can also be the source of musical serenadings. Sasha Sears tells us more.
Due to the pandemic, IU musicians are getting creative in where they're practicing. Signing up for practice rooms isn't as easy as it was last year, so expect to hear an array of music coming from the Jordan parking garage this semester. Musicians are limited to 50-minute practice times to have time to disinfect the rooms before the next person arrives. Some musicians don't have access to their specified instruments anywhere else but in the practice rooms, potentially limiting how often they get to practice.
I could see maybe some pianists getting a little frustrated, but since I'm playing outside and I'm a horn player and I can take my instrument with me, I can basically practice whenever I want as long as it isn't absurdly early or absurdly late.
Ensembles in large groups have been limited due to following social distancing etiquette, but for Audrey, it isn't what she expected this year.
I'm disappointed in ensembles. One of the main reasons I love to play the horn and I love to play my instrument and make music is so that I can play with other people. And so I'm disappointed that the ensemble experience has been limited down to just lectures every week. I go to the lectures, but of course it's not the same. It's I haven't played with an orchestra since last March. It's very depressing.
Practicing in the garage could be dangerous due to moving vehicles. So, be safe when practicing. I'm Sasha Sears from IUSTV.
To view a list of available practice times and to learn more about practice room safety guidelines, head to music.indiana.edu.
This week, I got to meet some representatives from a student organization that's all about embracing your natural beauty. Campus Curls and Coils is an organization for Black students looking to embrace their natural hair. They meet to discuss hair tips, recommend hair care products, and share their hair goals. They also meet for mental health check-ins and regularly volunteer together in the community. Their goal is to give Black students on campus a safe space to discuss hair care and a support network of students who look like them. With us in studio today, we have Faith Gurton, who is the president and founder of Campus Curls and Coils, and we also have Raven Harvey, the vice president. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So how did Campus Curls and Coils get started?
Well, so I was a leader pretty much all through middle school and high school, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to come to college. I'm going to just be a normal student. And my sophomore year of high school, I really became entrenched in the social, economical, political aspects of like my Black life and my fellow Black peers. And I found that hair was also entrenched in those same things, entangled in those same pieces. And so I was on this natural hair journey, but also this journey of discovering who I was as a Black person. So when I came to college, I said, I want to join a natural hair club. Went to the wonderful involvement fair just to find out that there wasn't one. And I said, well, mama, I got to start one. And that is how Campus Curls and Coils came to be.
That's so awesome. And so what types of events do you guys have?
In the past, we've had check-ins, like we actually have a check-in coming up. We've had like hair product swaps where if we don't like our own hair product and we haven't used too much of it, or if it just didn't work well with us, we come together and we trade them out, tell each other about them, things of that nature. We've had movie nights and things of that nature. There was a movie on Netflix where like focused on natural hair, and we all met up, watched the movie together, then discussed it. What else have we done?
Yeah, I think a lot of, so I like to tag it. We host social, educational, and community service events around natural hair. So anything that you could think of, we have done it or we will do it. So when we go and volunteer in the community, we reach back to young girls in the community, telling them to, one, love your hair, but also love yourself. That's a really big thing for us. We have, hopefully, volunteering partnerships with My Sister's Closet and helping older women of color, specifically Black women, but women of color in general, to be able to get their hair prepared for job interviews and things like that. Or just fun things, like we did the Netflix watch party during when Corona first hit. So a wide variety of events, anything that you could think of, we have done it or it will be coming in the future.
As a minority student on campus, how does it feel to just have a club of people that look like you and can relate to you?
Yeah, so that it means a whole lot. Like I said, when I came to college, I knew that this is something that I wanted, and seeing that it wasn't already there, I just knew that I had to provide it because I know what it feels like to feel that community. I went to predominantly Black high school, and having that community meant a whole lot. Even coming here and seeing BSU at the involvement fair, it felt like family, it felt like home. And so being able to provide that is great. And then also me being able to just interact with the students as well. Like I feel like, you know, the members are my family. So it feels great, it feels warm, it feels welcoming, and it also feels safe. That's another thing. In this crazy world, safety is a big thing, and being able to feel safe is major. So I feel blessed to be able to provide something like this and also to share it with some amazing people like Raven. Like she's been there and she's helped a lot and has been a key person in forming what this organization is.
Yeah, and going off of that, just like what you were talking about with safety, I know you guys participated in the student involvement fair and your meeting was Zoom bombed.
Yes. That was being quite frank, that was a very traumatic experience. We like to think, you know, IU kind of covers all of its students, but there are times where things get really blatant, and not only was it blatant, but it happened really quickly. So it was things obviously I cannot say right here, right now, but very blatant, very fast, very disrespectful, very traumatizing. I was most definitely shook up. I didn't unshake for a couple of hours, but like I said, we do have each other. And so knowing that I could still go back to my e-board and my members and say, hey, we're sorry that this happened, and unfortunate that we experienced this, but we still have each other, and we're going to make sure that the right repercussions happen.
Exactly, and that's why clubs like yours are just so important. You know, it really is about so much more than just hair. It's not just about keeping in touch with your hair's health, but it's really also about keeping in touch with your emotional and your mental health. I know that you guys have mental health check-in events. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so when we have like mental health check-ins, we know that, you know, especially during this time, there's a lot of things that students of color, Black people, and things of that nature go through, whether it be academically, emotionally, mentally. So we just want to create that environment for them to be able to check in with us and for them to come to, you know, what is like welcoming arms and, you know, be able to open up and things of that nature. Although we are a natural hair organization, we care about each and every one of our members. When we got Zoom bombed, like, we wanted to hear about how people felt about that type of stuff. So we create these like mental health check-ins just to see how people are doing, because in order to, you know, look your best, whether it be your natural hair or your appearance, you have to feel your best. So we want to know how people are doing at all times.
Exactly. And lastly, for students who are interested, how can they go about joining?
Yeah, so well, first off, we encourage everybody to follow us on social media. So it's CCC_IUB on all social media platforms. And then also we do have a group chat. If you just go to beinvolved.indiana.edu, search Campus Curls and Coils, and you can send us an email and we'll get you connected with that. And also if you want to be an official member, also on Be Involved, just hit request membership and you will be, we'll get the notification that you request membership. And then of course, we do have dues. Dues come with t-shirts, and then membership appreciation, which is a really fun thing we do at the end of the year to appreciate our members for, you know, being with us and sticking with us and getting to know us and having fun with us. So.
All right. Well, thank you guys again so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. And Anna, now we're going to bring it back over to you.
Thanks, Noelle. The Emmys looked a little different this year, but despite these changes, there were still plenty of winners, surprises, and some interesting fashion choices. That and more on Trending Topics after the break.
Welcome back. The Emmys went virtual this year, and it was full of firsts, to say the least.
Jimmy Kimmel hosted the event live from the Staples Center, while celebrities tuned in from home. The sitcom Schitt's Creek dominated the comedy category, while Zendaya nabbed her first Emmy for lead role in the drama series Euphoria. The show's Succession and HBO's Watchmen also had a big night in the drama and limited series categories.
And as for fashion, the traditional red carpet garb took on a more home-style look. Some stars went all out in designer fits, while others, like Jennifer Aniston and Sandra Oh, opted for something a little more cozy pajamas. Now that sounds more like 2020. The 2020 presidential race is heating up, and what's the best part of every presidential election year?
The SNL skits, of course. And it looks like Saturday Night Live has found its Joe Biden.
That's right. NBC announced this week that Jim Carrey will play Democratic nominee Joe Biden on this season of SNL, which will premiere on October 3rd. There will be 5 consecutive episodes leading up to Election Day on October 30th.
And NBC also announced that SNL is planning on having a limited in-studio audience at Rockefeller Center for the season, which will be the first time SNL has aired from the studio since March.
The talk show host Ellen DeGeneres is making a return to her hit daytime show after recent allegations about a toxic work environment surfaced the internet. During the opening segment of the show, DeGeneres addressed her employees' claims about the show's toxic work environment and how they felt intimidated by her. DeGeneres apologized to her staff and said that things are changing and she's taking these matters very seriously. With many eyes now on DeGeneres, this season of The Ellen Show will definitely be crucial.
And that's what's up this week. Tune in next week for more local and entertainment news.
And be sure to follow us on social media. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at IUSTV News.
For What's Up Weekly, I'm Anna Black.
And I'm Noelle Friel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.